Hey everybody, this is Petey from Spinnerack, and today I wanted to do a quick video about Clea, since she just became the Sorceress Supreme, right? Or Sorcerer Supreme, if sort of the same way actors done. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Now, since she's becoming that, everyone's like, well, she's a pupil, makes sense. She'd be the next in line. But sorry to say, if you look at this classic run by Roger Stern and with many talents in between, you have Michael Golden in this issue. You have Marshall Rogers and Terry Austin. We have Paul Smith sometimes doing the inks on his own, sometimes having Terry Austin do the inks. I think Dan Green. I think Steve Leiola, Loha, right? So basically, I'm going to give you a quick overview of this to get to you why you need editors, right? This run starts off with a moment's peace where Doctor Strange and Clea have a moment where they're just sort of hanging out and doing some things, but of course things go awry and get into Doctor Strange's history, of course, and as he conjures up this thing, things kind of go left. Doctor Strange says playtime is over. And then, of course, she becomes the student again, right? So this storyline is to break her out of that, right? This whole her subplot, and you can see in this issue the staples are in the wrong place, right? And this is after that little sort of interlude. This is the storyline which would lead Clea to leave, right? Doctor Strange is in a bank, and he utilizes astral form to stop the bankers, and he meets Morgana Blessing, right? And that'll be a character who's interested in Doctor Strange, right? And kind of his age. Roger Stern was thinking she was kind of the person that Doctor Strange might have dated if he hadn't become the sorcerer, the master of the mystic arts. Another great cover by Marshall Rogers. And now this, to give you a quick idea, they were Marshall and Terry are more collaborators on this, where they were, I think, Marshall's doing breakdowns and Terry would be adding a bunch of stuff to this too, where they would sit and talk about the art because they, both lived in the city and they would work things out. So we have this great thing where they're utilizing their powers and traveling, and they had this moment together. So they're very much in love, even though they're student and teacher and student. But then Morgana's back again, right? And this storyline is going to lead her into the storyline where she has some things going on. It's a weirdness, so she gets them over. And of course, Baron Motors is checking things out. So let's not get too deep into this because it's going to get heavier as we go along. But this is Morgana here again, right? And a quick fight with Nightmare, and she comes over, right? When she comes over, Clea and her kind of shooting daggers at each other, right? She's very much interested in Doctor Strange. They've been connecting via the phone, and Doctor Strange kind of hypothesizes there's something going on with her. He's not sure what, so he's going to check her out. But at the same time, Baron Mordo comes in, right, and attacks Clea. And he says it needs a medium. He takes her, and that leads him, and she's gone. So Strange has to find out where she went. Then they actually go to where the 40s during the war with the Howling Commandos. That Strange meets up with them. And he finds her again, right? He's connecting with her. He gets all the information he needs. Trying to find Mordo now. And of course, this Dawn was reborn in another form, right? And now to take a Viscount Crawler, right? This is the penultimate chapter of this thing right here, right? Yeah, there. It gets into a lot of history. There's a lot of heavy stuff happening here. But with the obviously, so I don't want to give you too much. I'm sorry, I'm speeding through this. But he's the instrument of Dormammu, right? And of course, if you're down there, you got to run into Hitler. Man, this is just some gorgeous comic books. But I can't do it. I'm going to go slower when we come back, right? Because it's... Then this guy, he sort of has some bits of Dormammu to do this thing on Clea, right? And then, of course, Doctor Strange is in kind of this trance while all this is going on. The Howling Commandos are trying to save the day. And since she's the medium, he utilizes the connection between her and Fury to utilize her as a medium, right? So actually, he's just the go-between, right? It's actually Fury kissing her. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here, right? And then they work together. Instead of killing Clea, they get rid of, Viscount? And Mortal's going at the same time, right? That's Strange is clearing all this stuff up. And makes them forget. Hey, this is sort of like Men in Black, right? He said, Clea, your disciple, your lover, for the moment, I thought you'd forgot me. I almost wish you had. And he said, it would appeared that you saved me again, Stephen. I'm not much of a disciple, am I? It is true that Baron Mordo took you by surprise and spirited you across time, and you were captured by an earthly incantation of Dormammu. But from what I've seen, you're hardly been the helpless victim. your sympathy spell. You wove a symphony spell, didn't you? Seemingly unconsciously, you reached out with your mind and conjured a mystic circuit between the psyches of Nick Fury and Pamela Howley and Morgana Blessing, and routed it through my body and fired the greatest power of all, the power of love. I'm very proud of you, my disciple. Thank you, Stephen. Right? But that's not enough. You actually, the whole hook of this is that Clea was able to do this to allow them to win, but at the same time, she felt emotion between Morgana and Doctor Strange that she couldn't compete with, right? Because she could feel this love that she has, Morgana has for Doctor Strange, that is more than her love for Doctor Strange, right? So goes into the 80s, one of the greatest 80s breakup ever, right? So Clea is looking over, but this is where everything gets real dark and moody, right? And if you ever been through a breakup, the two of them are just at odds. He can't really connect to her anymore. He keeps trying, but she keeps going the other way. And now she's saying she did. It's a past tense thing. But she's comparing the love that she felt was in Morgana Blessing. And she's saying she can't compete with that, right? So it's an interesting way, a mystical way for Doctor Strange to have this sort of breakup. And then it leads him to this thing, going to past again. During, I guess this was the witch trials. And he meets a girl, but then he realizes that this is the person. Let's see. Well, that's not the person. He gets captured, right? Yeah, this possibly might be better than even their Batman stuff here. It's not really that long of a run. It's more of an arc, but there's so many cool shots in here. What time is it? 12 minutes after, right? And I think one of the other things, like you see stuff like here, I think Terry Austin was saying the difference between Byrne and Rogers was that Marshall Rogers would sacrifice storytelling for a cool shot, which is something that John would never do, right? So you get to see all these cool things happening, right? Good. Too low, well, this will connect, this is let you know about the love between Morgana, or the infatuation that Morgana has. And this is the killer shot of Doctor Strange. This is why I wish the gloves were really cool in the movie, right? Instead of those heavy sort of things. And it goes into the past to ancient Egypt. There's so many different effects in here. So many things. And you see Claire kind of being ready to get out of here. She's kind of spent. She realizes she can't compete with the love that's in between Doctor Strange and Morgana Blessing, right? And he meets this woman right here, right? So keep her in mind. And they're saying that Doctor Strange is the reason why Ben was able to change back in the past. And this is where he realizes the person that helped him is actually someone who's been reincarnated a couple times and has some sort of thread of Morgana blessing. And that's what Clea was seeing, right? So that's what he saw. So he has the thing. He's coming back and gonna fix his relationship, right? But no, he doesn't. She's like, nope, can't compete. I'm out of here. And this breaks him down. He falls apart, and we get to lead a quick issue with Paul Smith doing his intro to the title, Brent Anderson doing the insides, but it's basically him being sad over Clea. We got a ton of issues in between here, right? And he's falling into despair, right? So while we're here, we're gonna quickly just do this issue here, right? To have loved and lost, right? So he's there, he's still thinking about Clea, and she couldn't match the love between him, but he knows where it came from. And he's trying to explain to her, but she's not buying it, right? So he's kind of in having his dark soap. This is obviously Michael Golden and Arthur Adams. I'm sorry, not Terry Austin. Sorry, I keep throwing things in there. I don't know why I do that, right? And this is this. I think my friend Dennis had this issue, right? And I read it a few million times. I got the defenders, and he realizes that he's being attacked. He's asking him to kill himself, and it's actually despair, right? And then this helps him get a little bit of closure with Clea. Behold Clea. Though the silver-haired sorceress is gone from Doctor Strange's life, the mystic master shall never forget the love they once shared, right? And I think where Roger Stern leaves it off is that he's going to connect with Morgana, right? She comes over, and we get this shot that is close to what we see in the movie, coming down the steps, right? There you go. So you have her going down the steps. Sorry, guys. And this is their sort of first issue of being together, and brought a film crew with them, right? So we're not going to do that issue. We're going to jump ahead. So this is 56, right? There's a bunch of stories that happen in between here. But Doctor Strange is called to go to the dark dimension, right? I think this is it, right? Yep. So this is giving you a history. Now, one of the things that's kind of wacky here is that we get to see in this realm, which we see that Ditko created, this known as the dark dimension, right? We have this character with Umar, who obviously has the Dormammu gear, right? And it's going to give you the history of how he would come to rule this land, right? Him and Umar fighting the mindless ones, and then him becoming Dormammu, right? All this cool stuff. And of course, there's a war that's been going on forever, and then they go into the dark dimension, right? But now, Umara's running, and she has the, the Flames of Regency, right? With all Dormammu's gone, right? So this is a war that's been going on forever. And here you got Morgana coming to check in, but Doctor Strange has he's apologizing that he can't stay. But he won't be gone for long, right? But then we see Clea, she's been fighting the war by herself for a long time, right? And all this time that's been gone. And possibly connected with this dude. And Doctor Strange is secretly coming down here to help things out, right? So it doesn't necessarily look that dark, but this is giving you some more landscape for them to see in the dark dimension, right? And this is this mysterious figure that's fighting with them. You see, they're going down with Umar, snuff out the flame. Yeah, you see them fighting the mindless ones that we've seen the Addictive run. And then Doctor Strange reveals himself, right? He's able to stop these guys from attacking. And then after all the trouble you've taken to find us, I could hardly turn down your offer. But as I told you as I left Earth, this is not your fight. And he said, Umar made it my fight. So you said you came partly to return my favor. What else brought you? He said, I'm not certain. I was sometime getting over your leaving me, Clea. Perhaps I wanted to see if I still felt anything. And do you? And he says, do you? And then the two of them break down. So the connection is still there, right? So they're going about their business to go fight against Umar, right? There's some nice funky cover here. Secret origin. So Doctor Strange is all in to help them out. In some of the earlier issues, Terry Austin inked these, and I think the next issue is going to ink, right? This one's all Paul Smith, right? So they... So see here, you can see Clea's happy to see him. But Doctor Strange has a dilemma, right? It's going on way too long, right? But it's a lot of issues to get through. He realizes that she matured in time as her understanding of the mystic arts since he was gone, since they weren't together. And he's like, perhaps their relationship was holding her back. And he has to think about that for now. So this is a hard part for their relationship, right? And we get the message to Wong, old school Wong. And we get to see Umar's history, right? In the eye. We find out that Clea is Umar's daughter. Wow. So this makes it a little bit steeper, the struggle, right? But she still stays strong, right? frees her father, and then of course he's taking her right to, well, Sito, you'll find out where he's taking her. So Doctor Strange is on his solo mission to help fight some of the other battles, right? And Clea's father brought Clea to Umar. And Umar, you can see, has the flames, not exactly similar to but it has the flames of Regency, right? And this is the penultimate chapter. See, nice cover by Brett Belvins, Terry Austin. We got Clea versus Umar. All right. Final triumph. Uh-oh. Don't sound good. Paul Smith doing layouts, Terry Austin doing finishes. He's doing finishes for most of this run, except for maybe, I guess, the Michael Golden issues, right? So she reaches out and talks to them and realizes Clay is caught, captured as once again. But Doctor Strange is going on, fighting on, doing the battle, the smaller battle, while they have Clea captured her. Doctor Strange seemingly captured, but of course he's ready to duke it out and do his thing. It was all a ruse to get in to fight Umar. This is a classic shot. This shot was, I think, extracted and put into the Marvel Universe. So this way you get to see how much she matured as a sorceress, right? So she's going toe-to-toe against, what's the name? And Umar has a ton of tricks. She's like, this is exactly what she wants to happen. But she has her trick. Clea has her own tricks, right? Right? And they get to see this battle that's going on at the same time. And this is to bring out the spirits of the people. So she's like, got the skill. So maybe this video is a sell for her to become the Sorcerer Supreme, right? So at the same time, Doctor Strange comes. She's like, oh no. He said, Doctor Strange, finally, I'm going to. Clea knocks her down again. She's like, no, I'm here. And Doctor Strange's like, no, let's get out of here. She's got it. So, sorry I'm going through this that quickly. But Umar is not giving up yet. Doctor Strange still handling the fight on the ground at the mindless ones. But they send them to side so they couldn't destroy anything as they normally do. And then it's saying to snuff out her flame. You see her flame is going down. We saw the shot before this. We saw something happening here on the top of her head. So you've lost the psychic support of the people. Your reign is over. Right? Her flame is so far down. Right? And they come for their last battle. And bang. This is what everyone's seeing. Again, a hologram to inspire the people. Umar is stopped. And Clea has the flames of Regency. The mantle of her power. Have it less. And she's the ruler of the dark dimension. So why would she need to come to our plane and become the Sorcerer Supreme? There's no reason. She already has a higher power. Like Dormammu's power, she is able to take that spot. So that's what I'm giving to you. Why would you try to do a story where she takes a lesser role than what she had? Let's go back. This whole long 30-minute thing was to show you can't compete with her here. It says what the spell. Oh, the people that's talking about the people here. They were mute. Now they can speak because of what Clea has done. Right. So these sort of creatures can talk now. It's in the flame of regencies, the mantle of her power, have at last fallen upon the rightful ruler of the dark dimension. Long may she reign. Right. She's the rightful ruler of the dark dimension, right? The daughter of Umar, right? So why become the Sorcerer Supreme? All right. Oh, that's because the people know it in the movie. Anyway, that's it. That's my little video. If you want, we can go back and through these because there's some cool stuff in here. Let me just give you a quick overview of some of the stuff here that's going on. There's a lot more to get into in the Marshall Rogers stuff because I didn't get into Brother Voodoo. I didn't get into more of this stuff here. You can see more of the Fantastic Four. Just so many cool shots here. Everything I was talking about, doing Marshall Rogers, trying to do more cool shots and storytelling, which is always fun, right? We have the Chosen One in this one. We got some Dan Green art. We got the Black Knight, where he comes into the regular universe after this. Is this a Brett Belvin's issue? I think it might be. Nope, Hall Smith. And there's Dane, the real Dane, right? The Square, right? So there's a lot of stuff in here. If you guys want, I'll go through some more of it. That's one of my favorites. When I was, I guess, it was one that I don't know. When did I get this stuff? It was a while ago. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Later.